Hello and welcome to the Fedora Files. I am Gregory Fedora. Now, something I think is fun and interesting is that we all have parents, and that sometimes as growing up, we miss out on opportunities to do things with them and create memories. But then later in life, we get that chance to do it. And a lot of times people don't do it. They're just like too busy, mom, dad, and then they lose mom and dad. And then they look back and they're like, dang, I should have done this, and this. And there's regret and remorse, but there are opportunities. And my buddy Chip Stetson, who's been on many times, he has done something that I look to him and I'm like, that is awesome. And Chip, that is why you're here. Hello.
Yes, yes, it is.
So
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah, nice.
I'm just happy to be here.
I want to say I like your new look. I
Thank
understand
you.
that you've converted to Amishism, except that you
Oh, I'm
just
not,
took.
like I said, I'm not Amish, but
Yeah, I know you
no,
just
I,
took
I,
a
I
you took
decided
a
to go
big
for it.
drink, so that
Yeah,
goes against your newfound faith. And
yeah, no, I kind of wanted a different look, and this was the easiest way to do it.
yeah, yeah, and now you can ride a horse and buggy, and people can't bug you about it because
Yeah, but
like,
I'm not allowed to punch anybody, so I mean,
ooh,
there's drawbacks. You know,
oh, that stinks. Well, I'm sure you can find a way around it.
yeah, it's supposed to be nonviolent. I don't know.
Yeah. You're mostly nonviolent
For the
for the
most part,
most part.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you could be a
My
partial Amish.
my ex girlfriends that are the violent ones. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. You were there. You were there for a couple
Exactly.
of them.
So so what I want to talk to you about is like, so now I don't want to go into like too much of your personal life, but
Yeah,
yeah, a few years ago, your mom, who was also kind of like a mom to me, passed away suddenly and completely unexpectedly. Like
yeah,
I still remember that day. And but like your dad left your dad a widow, and then you and your dad, I mean, you guys were always kind of close anyway. Like you guys did stuff, like, but you built this connection and you've done some really cool, amazing things, some cool trips,
yeah.
like as father and son. And to me, I watched that, and uh like, and over the past few years, that, and I'm like, that's some amazing memories. And unfortunately, like with my dad, like his health just declined slower, so it wasn't as like suddenly when he passed
Yeah,
away, but it was a slow decline, so we
yeah.
really couldn't go do these things. But now my mom's here with us and we're trying to do some stuff, but
And I think
like,
that's that's wonderful. I'm glad that
yeah,
she's able to be up there with you too,
yeah,
and she's an amazing woman. So,
yeah,
yeah, no, when mom died, it was I think it was 2019,
mm-hmm.
and it was a few months before the whole COVID lockdown,
Yeah,
and everything just you know closed.
yeah,
Um, it was unexpected. It was a heart attack, and it happened really quick. I mean, the
yeah,
whole process. I mean, from the time that she died to the time that she was buried, and I moved back in with my dad because they had been married about 60 years,
mm-hmm.
and I always heard, like after somebody died, the other person giving up, and I didn't want that to happen. And he's been always been there for me.
Mm-hmm.
So this was my opportunity to be there for him.
Yeah,
And then COVID hit, which was horrible because, I mean, you got to go out and do stuff. You got to be around people. You got to be,
yeah,
you know, and it was just a horrible time. And we ended up, going places together. Like went to Serpent Mound in Ohio, which
mm-hmm.
is this big hill that's shaped like a serpent.
Yeah,
Real clever name. But I mean, it was outdoors. It was still open. We were able to do it. We went to Mansfield Reformatory, which was
mm-hmm.
absolutely incredible. Loved it. And then we just started taking some time off and going on vacations.
Hmm.
We drove down to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, went down to Texas. We went and did a couple of trips along the East Coast. Uh,
Hmm.
Visited friends in Georgia, North Carolina, places like that. And it was just something for us to do together and be able
Hmm.
to connect.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You
no, we
even
had,
came over here and we went to Gettysburg and
yeah,
hung
no,
out.
and
Yeah.
Gettysburg
Yeah.
was absolutely
Yeah.
incredible. I love that place. I mean, I would love to be able to visit it again. In fact, we made a pretty good friend out there too.
Yeah. Exactly.
The guy that was doing the ghost tour,
Tours. Yeah. Very cool guy.
he was
And
fantastic. And I think one of the best things about those are the ones that know a lot about the history of the town or the place, um, as well as the folklore. When I was down in Chattanooga this past month, um, the guy that knew the history of Chattanooga, he was able to. I don't know. It was just there's more of a connection when you know the history of the place, not
mhm.
just the stories. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So no, we had a wonderful time.
Yeah. And I mean, you guys are traveling. I know that at one point you were playing in Ireland. Are you still
Yes.
planning that?
Well, that also happened around the
Yeah.
whole time
COVID.
with COVID. Um, he and my mom were originally supposed to go to Ireland, and then she
Hmm.
passed, and we still had the tickets. They postponed it a year, and then with all these lockdown regulations and rules and things like that, you had to take tests and things like that. It just seemed that it was a little bit more difficult to travel at the time. So right now we're not planning on it, but it's still
Hmm.
something that we might do.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
So, so what do you think has been like something that you've learned from all this experience that with your dad doing these things?
Appreciate the time that you got with people.
Hmm. And
I
just like,
mean, no, I got to see my mom the day that she died, and I was fortunate. I was one of the few people I was able to tell her that I love her, and
yeah,
I went to work and just I don't know. You don't expect something like that to happen, which is
yeah,
usually when it happens.
yeah,
So
exactly.
if I was to say, if I had, just appreciate the time that you got with people,
Yeah. All
especially your
right.
family.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I remember like with my dad, I mean, he was declined, but then he went to the hospital and I'd asked them, do you want me to come down? And they're like, oh no, it's no big deal. And I was like, okay, it's no big deal. But I talked to him on the phone and we were talking about football and stuff like that. And we joked and we said we loved each other and
He
stuff.
was a huge Buckeye fan.
Oh, I know, I know. Oh yeah, we were talking about Ohio State because the next weekend was supposed to be Ohio State versus Michigan.
Oh yeah,
And,
that's right. That's right. I
yeah,
remember
and
that.
so like he and I were talking and we were talking about that. And I was like, well, dude, Dad, you gotta get out of the hospital so you can watch the game somewhere good. And that was that Saturday. And then um all of a sudden, like Saturday that Sunday morning, I get a call from the hospital. I don't know why they called me, but they called me and I wasn't anywhere near them. I was up, in my home, and they
Yeah.
said, "Hey, yeah, just so you know, your dad crashed during the night. He's in a coma." I'm like, "What?" And then I called my mom. I go, "Hey," and she didn't even know. They didn't call her. They called me.
They hadn't called her. Oh my
No, they
god.
had cut for some reason. I was on the emergency contact list, and so they called me. And this was that. So then again, I was like, okay, do you need me to come? And she goes, well, let me find things out. Well, then eventually I went down, but it took two
Yeah.
weeks till in a
Well,
coma.
yeah. I mean,
And it was like, but yeah, but like that's one thing. Like when I hear about your journeys and things, I'm like, man, that's really, like you said, focusing in on um, family and friends and people and taking the time and actually spending the time and maybe not necessarily even doing crazy trips, but creating memories where you just go for a walk, go to talk. But actually, I think one thing the world is missing a lot is conversation. Like,
people don't know how to talk to one another.
well, I
Everybody's
mean,
text.
yeah, you get on the phone and you're Facebooking or Instagram or whatever, but it's not
Exactly.
it's not a legit connection. Like, I
You
don't
know
think,
how many times I go to a restaurant, either on a date or, just grabbing dinner with my dad, and you look at other people, all they're doing is looking down at their phones.
yeah, or
They're
taking
not talking to one another.
yeah, and they're taking pictures of what they're eating. And I've done that. I did that today.
Yeah,
But
no, I've done that too. I can't.
so, like, well, actually, I took a picture of me with the drink with my daughter and the girl who made the drink, because the girl who made the drink is a friend of my daughter's. So I was like, oh, I
Okay.
got it. So I did. So it wasn't
Well,
just a picture of the drink.
no,
So
I mean, that's
yeah,
building a memory. You had
yeah, yeah,
you yourself, your daughter, or
yeah,
friend. I mean,
yeah. So
that's the whole point. You need
yeah,
to just, I don't know. You need to be able to reach out. You need to be able to make a connection. You need
yeah.
to, you know, create a memory.
Yeah, yeah, because we none of us know how long we're gonna have. Like, we don't
Mm.
know, like, at what moment. I mean, shoot, they shot that satellite in space to knock an asteroid out of the way. We don't know that that's gonna work. We don't know that they didn't just hit that asteroid and now it's gonna come towards us
Who
because
was
they
that?
hit.
Bruce Willis.
Uh, yeah, I thought about it. No, it is. Well, it wasn't. It was NASA did it. Like, I don't think.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think. I don't think Elon Musk was a part of it. But they shot a rocket up. Like, well, they shot it up like 8 months ago. It's almost a year ago they shot it
I'll
up,
tell you what. I
and
love
it's been
Elon Musk.
planned.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
that guy is incredible. I mean, the
he's
fact that he
hilarious.
launched a Tesla into space with a mannequin.
Yeah, just
That
because.
yeah, because he could.
Yeah,
So I love the guy. I mean, he's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. And like, look, I mean, the thing is, even if you don't like him, I mean, he's doing crazy stuff. He's actually doing things, you know. So I give him credit for that. Like
Yeah,
when
no,
people actually
he's
yeah, yeah,
walking the walk.
yeah. It's like he says he's going to do this, he does it. Go for it. And that's always, I like that about people when
Yeah,
they.
no, he's one of the few people I would call a genuine person. If he says he's
Yeah,
going to do something, he's going to do it.
yeah, yeah. And he does. And I think that's what society needs more of, that. Like, people who say what they're gonna do and they do what they're gonna say. But also, like I said, like, we're focusing on, like, and interacting with people and thinking about other people, not just me, me, me. And it's like you said, like, when you thought about, like, you're like, a lot of people wouldn't have thought what you thought, like, when your mom passed, and like, well, dad's gonna be fine, you know he'll be good, you know
Yeah, no, like I said,
and
I've seen too many times when somebody gives up, after something like this happens,
yeah,
and then you read, like, oh, 3 months later somebody passed away after their spouse dies or something
yeah.
like that. I
June and
want,
June and Johnny Cash.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
I didn't want that, and I want to make sure that he knew I was there for him. So
yeah,
um,
yeah.
no, he's wonderful. I mean, he's doing Strummers, which is a group at the senior center. He
Mhm.
started playing the ukulele.
Nice.
Yeah.
Your
Um,
dad's a riot, though, man. He's
oh,
awesome.
yeah, no,
He's
he's always
hilarious.
finding stuff to do.
Yeah.
But not only is he doing that, he also shoots pool on Wednesdays at the same place. We go out every Monday and do a trap shoot. So,
Nice. You
not only
gotta
is he
kill.
old, but he's also dangerous.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you gotta kill those traps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So,
he's wonderful, and he's got great friends that enjoy going out with him. So I mean, in fact, during COVID, that was one of the few things we were able to do where we
mhm.
were able to see his friends, because it was outdoors, and every station's about 6 feet away anyways.
Yeah,
So it gave them an exit, to be able to
go
you
do
know
that, and
feel like they were people. That was the whole
yeah,
problem with COVID.
yeah,
I mean, you're locked up. You felt like a prisoner, and
yeah,
it was ridiculous.
yeah.
So
And if you were single or you didn't have family, you were screwed.
yeah,
You were
well,
like,
luckily I had family,
yeah, yeah,
not married, so
yeah,
But a lot of people got divorced during that time too, because they had to
yeah,
spend time together.
yeah. I did. We like, which is funny. Like, I mean, I have friends who've gone through that, and it's not that's funny. but I found it interesting. Like,
Yeah, it's not funny, but
it's like, to me, it's odd. Like in my mind, it's odd because it's like you married this person for a reason,
yeah,
and now you're like, I can't hang out with them. And it's like, what? Like, for my wife and I, we were like, yeah, this is cool.
no,
Like,
you are
I
one of
was,
the few. You are one of the few. You're one of the lucky ones. I mean, she
yeah,
is absolutely incredible and amazing. So, I
yeah,
mean,
and she
you
lets
two
me, yeah,
aren't
she
just
lets me,
married together, but you guys are like best friends, and
yeah,
I love that.
yeah,
I
and she
really
lets me get away with doing my stuff, and doing my stupid
do.
shows and my
Yeah, I
stupid
was going to say
idea.
a little bit more than you should.
Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna go climb a mountain and do a video. Okay. It's like, see ya. Come home, we're having, because you're making dinner tonight. So, okay. So, but yeah, but
Oh
it's
man.
cool. But yeah, this has been a more deeper episode with the two of us than normal. So,
Yeah, no,
but yeah,
absolutely.
but
And it actually felt kind of good talking about it because, like, we were talking earlier before the camera started rolling. This isn't something that I felt like I've dealt with. You know,
yeah,
it happened really quick, and I was able to, I don't know, mourn the night that it happened.
hmm
While I was at the hospital. When I was standing over her,
hmm
and that was the only time that I really had any
yeah,
type of moment to feel bad about the whole thing. After that, I had to be there for everybody else. So this actually felt like a really good
yeah,
episode for me. So
yeah. But the other thing is, like, you kind of one of your ways, I mean, not mourning, but you celebrate her by, like, she loved your dad, and so
oh yeah,
by you doing this, it's in a way you've honored her by keeping him going and doing stuff, because she would have wanted him to go out and do these things.
no,
And
no.
you
And I
know
appreciate you saying that because I
yeah,
mean I think that really. I mean, if anybody else knows what I'm going through, it's you.
yeah,
Because I mean, not only have you gone through it yourself, but you know both of my parents. I know
yeah.
both of your parents. I mean, we grew up together, and I mean, they're both very important to both of us.
See,
So
people don't know how much we grew up together, in the fact that our parents lived pretty much
literally,
two
right around
two
the corner.
door, right,
I
and
was
there's
born
pictures of us.
like a month and a half after or before you. I mean, we've
Yeah,
known each other literally 50 years.
yeah, yeah. There's pictures of us in a crib together. You
Yes,
you sent me a picture of us doing something with a stupid umbrella. Like, I was
I
like,
remember
what?
your dad. He was playing home videos, and I saw a movie reel where my mom showed up at your house with my sister, and they were both wearing bell bottoms. I was like,
Oh
holy!
yeah, yeah,
I was like, oh my god, this is horrible. Oh my
yeah,
god, I had a flower child parent. It was
yeah.
just
You
it
did.
was wonderful though.
And you have a flower child sister now. Oh,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
gonna be
Well,
mad about that? Nah, she doesn't care.
no, I mean she's had purple hair for the last 20 years, so I mean
Yeah,
I'm not sure she really cares.
yeah. She doesn't remember her original hair color at this point.
No,
Yeah,
I don't think I do either.
yeah. But well, I know that you got stuff to do, but I wanted to thank you coming and just remind people, like, check in with family, check
Yeah,
in with friends, make memories beyond sending a meme
yeah.
and texting. Like, actually
You don't
connect.
need to go on vacation. You don't need to
Yeah,
do it. Just as long as you spend the time and you're always there for the person that you're needing to be there for. I mean that
exactly.
just like I said, you never know how much time you have, and it's always good to make the most out of what you got. So
Exactly. Exactly. And those of you who have taken the time to listen to us for the past, like, 10, 15, 20, I think it's about 20 minutes. Thank you for doing that. And we appreciate it. And get out there, talk with some friends, talk with some family, talk with people, go make memories. That's what it's all about. And remember to, as always, stay safe and keep searching.
Check out fedoracrt.com today.